Hello, my name is Yuji and my supervisor is Dr. Adley. The topic is Emoji as a non-mobile language created for Jinuo minority China. I like to separate the content into three aspects. The first one is more on introduction, objective, literature review, and method. Thirdly, just more on findings and discussion. And then just the new emoji and conclusion. Let's see the problem statement in introduction. Increasing the number of indigenous tribes or groups like the Jinuo minorities are on the verge of cultural extinction worldwide. And let's see what is cultural extinction? Is the risk or reality of the complete loss of a culture. And let's see how to solve this problem. Concerning credibility and efficiency form, non-verbal language is indispensable in people's daily communication. So it's definitely a good way. It's quite high efficiency. Like emoji as non-verbal communication on the internet is the most popular and representative way of sharing emotion, mind, and even cultures. And then we can see that according to the Hackme, Hadley, and Smith 2021 have discussed that the cultural appropriateness of emoji and that cultures may share similar emoji sentiments suggestions due to many emojis, which mean everyday human actions like facial expression, body language, and the most basic emotions. In comparison, there are many emojis with a cultural specific aspect like diet, symbols, and human activities might shape the individual's feelings. Consequently, according to their statement, this study highlight diet, ethnic Asian myths, ethnic activities, and so on cultural specific aspects shaped by the general context to design the emoji, just like the cultural reparative way. And then let's see the objective. The objective in this study is Jinuo minority. We can see there are such a tiny ethnic group in China with only 20,000 people, and it is situated at the Sichuan Dai Autonomous Prefecture of Yunnan Province in China, and this minority owns rich various cultural elements such as big drum dance. Some of them are conceived well, but some of them are disappearing, and part of them are already dead. So let's see how to know. And the literature review just is divided into three parts. The first one is the relevant researchers, and the second one is the priority of non-verbal communication. Third one is closest prior study with this study. So let's see the relevant studies. So the prior researchers already highlight that the most difficult challenge to future cultural researchers is breaking down is they have the Jinuo have no writings. They only have the oral languages, so it's hard for them to sustain their own culture forever. Cause there's no written documentation, right? And there's also a prediction made by the famous Jinuo scholar Du Yuting in 1996. It goes like the ethnic customs, Jinuo customs, may disappear within 10 years, and the Jinuo language may disappear within 30 years, which is suspected, right? So, and the Chinese famous linguist Luo Ziqun make the similar statement with the Du Yuting in 1996. And Also, we can see the priority of nonverbal communication. Let's see, in 1968, psychologist Mary Avian estimated that 93% of the influence of conversation is the nonverbal elements. So, as we can see, the nonverbal communication is of great importance in our daily communication. And also, the psychologist Piaget tell us that the when people pick up one knowledge, the version can take account of over 60%. So version is of great importance. And meanwhile, emoji as a non-verbal language is also a visual visually communication, visual non-verbal communication. So emoji must be the optimal way, to solve this problem. Let's see the closest prior study. The paper written by them in 2019 is called "Learning Pakistan Culture Through the Non-Mask Emoji." Yeah, they just similar with my study, just they sustain the Pakistan culture in digital way on social media. Let's see the research method. The research method I choose is semi-structured interview, insight semi-structured interview, and also I use the purposeful sampling. The locals only met the criteria was chosen for examination, and this study just prioritized those Jinuo local officials who own much more knowledge of Jinuo history or cultures, and then just maybe the practitioners who have the high reputation and also owns much more cultural knowledge, and this study just use the thematic analysis. Let's see the first research question: what non-verbal communication do Jinuo people use? Let's see the non-verbal communication in ancient times. Jinuo people just use like the left letter, Jinuo big drum, Jinuo musical instrument, chiku and bogu. But this non-verbal communication only used in primitive times. The currently prevailing non-verbal communication is emoji, so only emoji. So emoji must be the more optimal way from this, from the primary data. And also, let's see the second research question: how can Jinuo people use emoji? Let's say this chart, the emoji they use most frequently is body language emoji and the facial expression emoji, right? So we can see, and the participants also told me that apart from the body language and the facial expression emoji, the rest of the emoji they found them are useless because the foreign culture that emojis stand for they cannot catch and understand, so just useless. Yeah. Let's see the third research question. Why it is important to create new emoji as a non-verbal language for the Jinuo community? This is the form of thematic analysis. And let's see, this is the findings. Why it is important? Because there are countless ethnic cultural elements here in Jinuo minority region fading away or already disappeared, like language, Jinuo style nomenclature, and Tomoko festival, practice, etc. And local people just feel sad about the disappearance of their own culture. They really value their culture and craving for having a set of Jinuo cultural specific emoji for their internal more more convenient communication and external promotion of their own culture globally. Almost all the Jinuo operators express that the existing emoji cannot meet the needs of the online daily communication because, except for the body language and visual expression, the rest of emojis, are not pragmatic enough. Cause those emojis just represent for the foreign cultures, just um, so just for them it's useless. So they just more wish to have a emoji that are closely tied to their local culture and life, and maybe can make them express things that occur to their mind more conveniently. That is what people need and wish. So they are pretty. So we can see that this finding is consistent with the previous studies made by Ed and Daniel, and also the Labdaska, and also the Q. That's the most important one. Mm, This this statement can better support the findings of RQ3, a petition pleading with Apple to expand the recent position of emoji briefly summed up these concerns that if you look at the Apple's emoji keyboard, what do you see? Two different camels or a smiling tart? Let's see. If you look at so among the more than 800 emojis, the only two that resemble people of color are a man who look a little bit like a Asian man and another wearing a turban. It is clear that there are cultural limitations to use emoji to communicate. When you wanna, find an emoji that represents the culture of a specific minority to express your ideas to the another to the other communicator, you will find that there's no option available. So the only way you can do is typing characters to define it. Hence, for the Jinuo minority, the consensus of the locals found in this insight interview is that emoji are definitely capable to be a powerful weapon to continue to hold on and build on their own ethnic culture. And these two are the new emoji created for the Jinuo culture. The first one is on the Jinuo birth myth, and the second one is built upon the most significant Jinuo cultural element, big drum. The big drum also regarded as the Jinuo symbol. Let's see the conclusion. Conclusion is just like they study just reward the endangered Jinuo culture, and the endangered Jinuo culture is weak in influence nonverbal communication. And then these disappearing cultural elements like language and songs and other um, crafting skills, just this research just these findings find attribute the decline to benefit oriented behaviors and text absence. And let's see that there are also a variety of measures they study put forward. Um, Also, they study designed two emoji for Jinuo culture, highlight the vital role of new emoji in breaking through the cultural barrier. Future researchers can just delve into current cultural effects and maybe much more comprehensive preservation measures. Yeah, this study also plan to expand the Jinuo cultural emoji maybe to 10 emojis in total. So that's all. Thank you for listening.